In 1943, 200 protesters demonstrated outside of Rosenstrasse to get the SS and Gestapo to release their husbands and their sons. Most of the people who demonstrated were the wives of these husbands or the mothers of these sons, but there were also siblings and other partners of these people, gay people or what have you, right? But anyways, these 200 people demonstrated from February 27th to March 6th. Night and day. They went in hopes that they could figure out what happened to their family members. They also went in hopes that they could pressure the government to release their family members. Why I think it's important to talk about this is because that demonstration resulted in almost 2,000 men going free. Only 25 men from that initial protest, or from that initial roundup, were sent to a concentration camp. The rest were released. Unfortunately, within a day, they were rounded back up and sent to forced labor camps. As we've previously talked about, these were just as bad of conditions, and there were mass killings at these sites in 1944 in a lot of different places. So I think it's really important that we remember that protests do work. This was a non-violent protest. It involved the police, the SS, and the Gestapo threatening lethal force, but these women still did not give up. They still stood in this freezing cold day and night, fighting for their husbands, fighting for their sons. This is one of the only demonstrations that really resulted in anything happening. It's one of the only demonstrations that really made it to international news. And I think it's really important to remember that demonstrations, protests can make a difference. You need to stand up and fight for what's right. We know that ICE detaining people without a warrant is illegal. Detaining people who have a green card, detaining people who are legal citizens, not checking if they have ID, not checking if they have a green card, it's not okay. Every person in the United States is allowed due process. Doesn't matter if they're legal or illegal. Also, those words shouldn't even actually be used. It's documented and undocumented, because no person is actually illegal. Point of this, again, is to say you can make a difference. It started off with just a few wives, just a few moms standing outside of that building, and it eventually went to 200 women standing outside for almost a week, 2 weeks straight. One protest isn't enough. You need to be standing outside of these ICE buildings every single day until they stop. Take turns with friends, take turns doing it in shifts, but you need to be standing up against them. I can't do it. I'm in Canada. I'm trying to do as best as I can by educating you on the history of various totalitarian regimes so that you know exactly what you can do to combat the totalitarian regime that is trying to take place in the United States. Also, I made banana bread. We can stop this at any time. But the best time is going to be at these midterm elections. Stand up and put your vote where it counts. Republicans aren't doing fuck all. The GOP blocked Epstein's list and various files from being released. Almost every single Republican except 5 Republicans voted no. They did not want to release that list. Almost every single Republican voted yes to the big, beautiful bill. Fuck you. They are scared to say no and to stand up because of so many different reasons. But one, hate crimes are intensifying every time that Trump takes office. Senators and various politicians are actually scared for their lives. Not only that, they are scared that Trump is going to primary them. So what that means is that Trump will put someone else against them, to run against them in their state, in their area, because they said no to him. So you need to pick people who are willing to stand up and say no, even if it gets them primaried, even if it increases hate crimes. I know it's fucking scary to have a hate crime done against you. That's fucking terrifying. But if we allow that fear to stop us from saying no, to stop us from making change, it's just an authoritarian dictatorship. How can you possibly expect anyone to be able to do anything in that situation? My banana bread is fucking good. Oh, do you hear that crunch? Oh, yeah. Look at that crumb. Yeah. So, anyways, stand up. Remember the Rosenstrasse demonstration of 1943? Remember that all it took was 200 women standing outside for less than 2 weeks to get their husbands taken back, to get them released. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Stand up.